Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. So you guys know that I've been selling on Marketplace for a couple of years and also Poshmark now for the last few months. And you've been following my journey and all my thrift hauls and the good news when I have sales and the bad news when I have problems. So I wanted to give you an update today. And part of the reason for this is that quite a few of you have told me that because of me sharing my reseller journey with you, it has encouraged you to also give it a try, and that's been working out for you. So I want to give you an update. So I've been on Poshmark since the end of February. I got Poshmark ambassador status about a month and a half ago, which means that I now have access to live Posh shows. Well, it's not automatic, but I asked for it and they gave it to me. So I had access to Posh shows for like the last month, but I didn't have the nerve to do it. Not because I'm afraid to go live. You guys know me, going live is what I do best. I am not shy. I have no problem going live. The problem was more for me, the learning curve of how to use the interface, how to run the Posh show. And I was so worried that I was going to screw it up. But you know what? Late last night, I guess I was just feeling like no fucks given. And I just said, I'm going to just list my stuff and I'm going to do a Posh show. So last night I did my first Posh show on Poshmark and it was a shit show. It was actually the definition of a shit show, but it's just as well because I got it over with and I learned a lot. And the next time I do it, I'm going to be more confident. So let me tell you what happened. So it was late at night and I had a lot of sales. Well, for me, I had 11 sales this month. Might sound like nothing to you, but for me, it's a lot. So I was very encouraged. But then it just started to slow down. I haven't had a sale in like 4 days. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to up my game. I'm going to have to go live. I'm going to have to do an auction. So it was late at night and I was like, screw it. I just went and set up the thing. I put my thumbnail, I put a description, I put some tags, and I added about 40 items and I set it up as a silent Posh show. So a silent auction is where it just shows the items, but you don't have to be on camera. Not because I have problems being on camera, of course, obviously, but because I have horrible lighting and I just felt like my setup wasn't good and I just didn't think it was a good idea to go live with me on camera. So I just did it as a silent auction. Well, first of all, only one person showed up to my auction. Well, one at a time. I had about 4 people drop in, but one at a time. And I started to get the feeling that they weren't really watching. Like one of them was, I know she was because she shared a bunch of my listings later, but some of the others, they were in the show for a really long time. And it seemed like maybe they had just, turned it on by accident and left the phone somewhere and there was no interaction. So I ran all the items. I gave it a minute and then I auctioned it. Nobody bought anything. Well, there was only one person in there at a time. And then after I had done that, I was kind of feeling more like, screw it. So I came in here and I turned on my halo light and I decided to go ahead and turn the camera and the sound on because you know what? At this point I had run all my items once, all 40 of them. None of them had sold and I figured I had nothing to lose. There was only one person watching. So I figured it was a good time to practice. So I redid it with the sound and the lights. So I redid it with the sound and the camera. I would show the item, describe it to the one sleeping person who was in my show. And then I would run the auction. Nobody bought anything. I felt like I was talking to myself, but I just tried to be professional. The show must go on. I kept talking as if someone was listening. I kept showing my items and running them for auction prices. I just did the thing. Besides the fact that I did it late at night with poor lighting and that nobody showed up, or almost nobody, the reason it was a shit show was that actually, as I was doing it, when I switched from silent to live, and I had to put the items on this rack, so they would be on hand, I realized that there was a couple that I didn't even know where they were. So one of the shirts, I had to look everywhere for it. Good thing that I didn't go live first and then go looking for items. Oh my gosh. And then one of the pairs of shoes, I still haven't located them. I mean, I know they're around. I think they're actually in the drawer under the bed. But anyway, that was a good lesson for me. Make sure you have all your inventory. Don't like assume it's in the closet. So I have this rack, which I got on Marketplace. And so for my next show, I'm going to have everything on there ready to go. All the jewelry, the shoes, the bags, everything ready to go, so that I don't, show up and look like an idiot. Anyway, you guys, it's a learning curve, and if you do a show and it doesn't go well, it's not really a big deal. You can always do another live show later when you're better at it. Here's another problem. I'd like to do it again today with the good lighting, but I really didn't know how my day was going to go. And Gunnar was sleeping in here until really late, so I couldn't even schedule the show, and this is the only room I can do it in. So there's a whole bunch of logistical issues like that to work out, but I think I am going to try to go ahead and do it again, and I'll tell you how it goes. And I've got so much other stuff I've got to do today. This is becoming really time consuming, like to the point where I feel almost guilty. Sometimes I go to the stores and I'm like buying all this stuff, and I feel like I'm a compulsive shopper. But before I did Poshmark, I would always brag about how I never shop, I never buy anything, because the fact is my life as a caregiver doesn't allow for me to have a lot of fancy clothes. I mean, this is about as fancy as it gets, and if I have to go to work, I'm going to take it off and put on some old crap that doesn't matter if it gets ruined. So there's really no point in me having a lot of nice things. I do like nice things though, and I guess what I realize is that I do enjoy going and looking for them, but only for the purpose of selling them to someone else, because I have no use for them, But I'm not giving up, because like I say, this is what I really love to do. I really need a new venture, a new stream of income, and this is something I really have my heart and soul in, and I figure I don't have too much to lose by giving it my best shot. If you live in Canada, you can check out my link for my Poshmark below. If there's anything you like, hit like. I'll make you an offer, or make a bundle and let me know who you are. I'll make you a super good price. If you're in the US and you're interested in anything in my closet, you can email me at thetruthergirls@gmail.com. I'm giving you my Gmail because honestly, I used to give out my Yahoo, but I never check it. So go ahead and Gmail me. Hey guys, I have an update for you. So I just recorded that a couple hours ago, and then I did it again. I went live. I did a new Posh Show. This time I was more organized, and it went really well. I sold 5 things. I made about $68 or something like that in total. One of my buyers was Danielle, known as the Fawn Lily here on YouTube. So thank you so much, Danielle, for coming in and for your support, and you're gonna love that dress. And the other was a lady who's interested in plus size clothing, which I was very excited to be doing plus size stuff, because like I'm kind of bordering on plus size, and I loved this experience so much that I feel like this is just what I want to do, and I feel like I want to focus more on plus size actually, because that makes me really happy. And it was just such an awesome experience. I feel like I was just made to do this because I'm very comfortable being on camera, obviously interacting with people, entertaining, and I love clothes, and I love stuff, and I love selling. So it's just like the perfect thing for me. So this was a very encouraging experience, and I want to tell you about it because, it is a little scary when you get going, but you gotta push through those fears. If you're scared to go live, just do it. If you screw it up, it's not the end of the world. And the good thing was, it turned out after that, the lady who bought 4 things, it all gets put into a bundle. So she has only 1 shipping. So there's no more of this, you have to cancel the other one and make a new bundle. Apparently Poshmark has it sorted out now, and it just all gets bundled into 1 purchase. So that's excellent. So don't be scared. If you get on there, if you get access to lives, do it. Do the Posh shows. That's where it's at. I want to do this a lot more, let's just say. I think to be able to auction live, you do have to be Posh ambassador. So make sure you do your shares. And then once you get the 15 sales and you've done all the shares that you need to do, get your Posh ambassador status, and then you can get on the lives, because seriously, that's where it's at. And I think that the lives on camera is really where it is at, not the silent so much. Because the silent I did last night, it wasn't the same, So yeah, I got to declutter a few things from my closet. I made a little bit of money. I mean, one of the items that I sold, let me show you. I sold this dress, which is new with tags, Jessica Simpson, super long, like prairie dress. I paid $30 for it. This wasn't thrifted. I paid $30 for it. I sold it for $15, but whatever, you know, it's got to go. I got to declutter, and the lady's going to be very happy. So she bought this, and she bought these shorts, which I had bought for myself, but I'm willing to let them go because I wear the shorty shorts. And she also bought this bag, which I love. You know, I bought it for myself, but whatever. I use my old Fossil bag all the time. It's a bag with all the pockets. She bought that. She bought this for $20, and this for $15, and the dress for $15. And she bought this skirt, which is new with tags. Plus size new with tags. She bought it for, I think, $20. Something like that. Anyway, she bought those 4 things. I'm gonna make her a very nice little package. So don't be scared. If you like doing it, do it. And don't let people discourage you. I've had people say very negative things to me. Oh, it's very competitive, blah, blah, blah. Oh, one person was telling me you should just put your stuff on Kijiji. Just don't listen to any negativity. And if you like to do something, just do it and put everything you've got into it. And give it your best shot. And if you give it your absolute best shot and you're really not made for it, well, then you can rethink your strategy. But don't start out with a negative attitude. Just do it, you know, and think positive. So that's it. I just want to let you know how it's been going for me. And I hope this is useful to you. Thanks for joining me in the live chat, and thanks for your support on Patreon. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.